What's going on, guys? Angel here, Begin Crypto. Thank you guys so much here for joining me today. You guys saw the title of the thumbnail, 49, right around 49K by May 28th, and here's why. There are several things that we're going to talk about today. One of them being an inverse head and shoulders on the 4-hour for Bitcoin, and the technicals, the techs, are saying right around 50K will be imminent for that. Another reason is that the futures expiration dates and the prices have been very, very well correlated. If you guys didn't see yesterday, guys, I put out a video, and like I said, I have a lot of respect for Taylor Mitchell. I think she is awesome. I think she's great for crypto. I think you guys should actually follow her if you see, if you come across her, you should follow Taylor Mitchell. But I made a video yesterday talking about giving her, nobody else could give her a reason why, about the options and all of that. And she actually did a video stating and showing that the charts were showing that that every time we were looking at an options expiration at the end of the month, that the price would go down, and it would go down to that max pain price. But the reason it went down every time to the max pain price the last 3 months is because we're in a bull market. We're in a bull market, guys. So we're always going to be, we're going to be ahead of the EMA and all of that. We're going to be ahead of the max pain price. And then when we somehow magnetically come down to it, we call that a correction. But the big whales and the exchanges call that hitting the max pain price so that they keep money. So we call that a correction. So, but this time is different, guys. This time is much different. And the reason that this time was much different is that's a 20% rise in 1.5 days. Yes, and actually the reason I think that is because we're seeing that inverse head and shoulders pattern on the charts. And I think the technicals even show that we could see a massive boom to that upside. So, and yeah, we could see, and like I said, I think BitBoy actually pointed it out too on the RSI. The last time that the RSI has been green, I'll go ahead and show you because I actually have MarketCipher anyway. So let's go back. Let me go ahead and get MarketCipher. I think it's MarketCipher B. There we go, guys. Now we have MarketCipher B. Actually, I think it was on the day chart. Or the 4-hour. Let me see. Yeah, the last time that we had... Where is it? The last little time that we became oversold was at about 9K, and we saw 1, 2, 3, 4 days from that. 4 days from that, from 4 days from that, we saw a 25%. We saw a 25% pump, and seeing just this go green on May 22nd, actually on the 24th, 23rd, so 1, 2, 3, 4. That would put us at the end of the day on the 27th. That would put us at the end of the day on the 27th that the RSI moved and we went up 25%. And moving up 25% from here, guys, and moving 25% from here would put us at 47.9 at this exact moment. So you're looking somewhere in that, you're looking somewhere, well, actually it would actually be from the time that RSI popped up. So it'd be more like here, just under here. So yeah, we'd be at low 47K, exactly where getting towards that max pain price, guys. That makes a ton of sense. And this inverse head and shoulders pattern that we're seeing on the 4-hour, boom, boom. We're seeing that's a little high. Let me make sure that's right. There. You'd be looking at drop it right on top. Oops, that's a little high. you'd be looking at a 47.6. Like I said, the inverse head and shoulders is showing 47.6. The last time we saw the RSI and on the day chart get into oversold territory, which is very, very few times. Bitcoin was at 9,000, went up to 11,000. A 25% pump. The 25% pump would bring us to about 48,000. So I see two really, really strong indications that it's imminent that we're going to see high 40s for this contract expiration. It just seems more and more imminent. Do you think a drop after this week? Everyone's divided on if it's a bull or bear. Got rejected. It's gotten rejected twice. I did see that at 41. Yep, it definitely has gotten rejected twice at 41. It is what it is, like I said. But I still think, regardless, the bears are going to fight. But I think the bulls will come back and push us over the top. Is this a bear trap? That certainly could be in play too. We could see, a 47. See, they short us all the way to 42, and then we just explode. That's what I'm looking for. Like I said, that's how I think this is playing out. We're going to go up to 47, 48K, somewhere in the mid 40s. And they're going to get their max pain price, or as close to their max pain price as possible. Then we're going to see a fight back from the bears. And nobody can predict it, but either we're going to they're going to bear trap them at 41, 42, or we're going to see one more dip back down. And I think the low 30s will hold, 33, 34 area. I think that will hold. And that could be where the bear trap is at. But I think a bear trap is imminent either way. I think they think they're going to be able to short this past 30, but I think they're going to get caught somewhere in that mid to low 30s, that 32 to 35, 36. They're going to get caught there. And then we're going to move our way back up into this bull run. We just don't, like I said, I think everybody knows we don't have enough time. I think the bulls know that if we see a 20s Bitcoin, that it's going to be imminently almost over. When's the dip going to happen? Anyone? I think it's going to be shortly after the contracts expire. Late May, early June. That's just what I'm saying. Do you think a bull trap? No, I don't think this is going to be a bull trap. I don't think it'll be a bull trap. I think the bear trap right after the 28th is definitely a possibility, but I don't think this is going to be a bull trap. So is it going to make a new high after the dip? Yes, I think it will. I think that's when we move on. I still think we're in a bull market. Justin Sun still thinks we're in a bull market. A lot of big players in the game still think we're in a bull market, and it matters more when they say it because, like I said, they have the connections and all of that. Yep, these are CME contracts. Yep. What's up, bro? I cashed out quite a bit today. Good for you, Crispy. Good for you. So the weekend basically at OATC 100 is the time of the expiry. Yep, and that would be like 3 a.m. my time, something like that. It'll be overnight. It'll be on Asia hours. So, but that's where we're at there. Those are the two reasons. Why. Cool. So good. That's where we're at there. Those are some of the things that I really wanted to share today. How's everybody feeling? I want to see some Q&A as well. But that was the big thing I really wanted to share with you guys today. For some reason, let me see if my pop-out chat's working. Because I'm sure I have some chats here on YouTube, but I'm not able to see them, unfortunately. Let me see if I can submit anything. Does anybody see that on YouTube? Like I said, my chats look like they're down, but I want to say yo and make sure I'm there. Say hi on YouTube if you guys can see me here. Make sure you guys smash that like button as well, guys. Should I wait for the 28th to buy ETH? Is that when the dip is going to be? Like I said, we can't say for sure, but here's the way that I'm playing it, and here's what I'm playing. So I have a buy order, guys. I have a buy order at 41K, and I have about 25% of what I'm going to buy at that 21K. I also have a buy order at about 36K, just in case we. Crypto Weatherman thinks it's a good time to sell Matic. I think it will hit 250 in a couple days. I I think he's on the conservative side. I think he's right. I think taking a 230, some profits at 230 is not a terrible idea. Could I see Matic have a little more room to run? Of course I could, but it pumped pretty big from the Mark Cuban buy as well. But I mean, I don't think it's a bad play to take some 250K. Is it possible that the bear trap starts before going into the 42K? That's definitely possible, Mario. That definitely is possible. However, what apps do you use for buy orders if they even get filled? I'm really liking KuCoin right now, guys. I'm really liking KuCoin, so I use KuCoin a lot. If you guys want to join KuCoin, go to the link in my description on YouTube. Go to the link in my. Matic piggies off of Bitcoin so much good news. Yeah, that is true. I think that's true too. But like I said, I'm probably in the crypto. I'm in Tim's boat, probably taking a little bit of profit off of Matic as it's pumped a lot. I think you could maybe buy back in at a good price. It all depends though. But if Bitcoin keeps mooning, you could see Matic mooning. So I don't ever think it's a bad idea to take profit. So that's my advice for you there. But let me get back to the topic at hand, guys. Let me tell you. So I have a buy order about 41K, about 25%, about 50% of my buy order I have at 36K, and then another 25% at 29, just in case we dip below. So that's what I have. If I don't catch those bottom two, I'm really not mad about it. I'll be getting out a little bit of my position probably on the 27th, 28th area, seeing where we're at. And then I'll probably catch it back at 41, because even from 45 to 41 is a nice 7% catch. So I'd like to get 7% more equity in my position. But like I said, if that becomes a bear trap and we go down to 42, 41, 40, and then we flip around, I'm able to still use a market buy if we're going to flip the other way and still cut even or make even a little bit of profit. So that's the way I'm playing it. So Bank of America been blocking crypto purchases. Better bank, yeah, no kidding. We have to find some better banks. A lot of these banks hate that. So we hold until 45K and then sell. Can ETF ROT? A lot of people saying $10 Cardano at the end of your thoughts. Yeah, that's my pick. So I'm still in accumulating phase. I've taken profits on stuff I don't want holding long term. Good job, Bourbon. Good job, Bourbon. That's exactly what we're looking for here. Exactly what we're looking for. Long-term holds. What are your long-term holds? My long-term holds are Cardano, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. Obviously, those three. I think those three are pretty obvious right now to me. Matic is starting to get into that territory for a longer-term hold, but I'm gonna probably hold long-term those three. I like Chainlink as well. I think Chainlink's a solid long-term hold. And Luna. I'm really liking Luna right now. A lot of Binance Ventures, Coinbase Ventures both hold a ton of Luna. So I think they know something we don't. I just bought Luna at about just over $5 in the $5 and $6 area of this dip. So I'm pretty happy about it. I think we could see it go up to 24 to even break that in the fairly near future. So good to see that we have over 100 people on right now, guys. Good to see. If you guys missed what we were talking about, I'll give you guys a summary quick. I think Bitcoin long-term being longer than this bull run. I think medium terms during this bull run, short term is on like a trade-to-trade basis. But let me give you the skinny of what all happened if you guys just missed it. So basically, I think two reasons we're going to see high 40s on Bitcoin. First reason, inverse head and shoulders pattern, looking really good, looking really bullish too. We're getting, like I said, we have got rejected at 41 twice here, but I think we should be able to pull through once we have a little more confidence. Confidence is ever growing as we see the Bitcoin get into 40 and so on and so forth. The second thing that we discussed was the technicals and I'm actually blanking on what I was just talking about for the second reason that we were getting there. Inverse head and shoulders, and obviously the futures. We know the contracts are moving that way. So, but a lot of signs pointing to that. The other thing, guys, is once we see that, I think we're going to see a pushback from the bears a little bit before. We could see a bear trap at like 41, 42K, moving downward from the high 40s, mid-high 40s. We could see a bear trap and move back up and keep moving. or I think we could see a test down to the mid-ish low 30s, like that 36 to 33. I don't think they won't break 30. They won't break the 30. Pablo thinks so. I don't think they'll break the 30. That's just my opinion. I think once we either see the bear trap at 41 or the bear trap at 36, 33-ish, then I think we'll move up and to the right, and I think we'll be on our merry way for June. That's just my opinion. So that is just my opinion. I wanted to give you that there. I actually was going to invite, see if CryptoMasun wanted to hop on quick. So I wanted to make sure I got all of the technical stuff. We've been on for about 16, 17 minutes. So I wanted to make sure we did that before I got CryptoMasun on quick. I'm not going to be on with CryptoMasun long, but I wanted to make sure we just connected. So let me see. We just connected, so I wanted to make sure I said hi, and I wanted to make sure that we there. And I wanted to make sure that we connected together. So I've been trying to make a lot more connections. I've been on with Pablo. I've been on with World War Crypto. Obviously, me and Tim at Crypto Weatherman are good friends as well. But I've been trying to keep growing my network and do this for our community, guys. So I'm going to see if CryptoMasun wants to join. If he does, that's good. If not, I will keep moving along. But I wanted to make sure that I got him on. I think he wanted to connect. So let's see. Brother, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Wait, are you using that mic through TikTok?
No, not yet. I actually, I do have a different mic that I've been using, but I can't hear you, and my peeps can't hear you, so I'm actually using that mic. I'm live on YouTube right now, too, so I'm going to connect you on my YouTube and use this mic so that they can hear both of us. So, I'm getting technical here, so give me just 1 second. How are you doing, by the way? Good to connect with you. Dude, I'm doing glorious. That's good to connect. I've been meaning to connect with you for a while. So you're doing a lot of good things here on TikTok. So give me 1 second though. Let me get this set up for everybody. Where's my phone? There we go. And everybody should be able to see you now on YouTube. Boom.
How are you doing that? That's pretty great.
OBS stuff. So my background's in a lot of video. So doing all kinds of video and live streaming and all that. So I kind of enjoy this tech aspect of it. I wanted to ask you, how are you feeling right now? What are you thinking of Bitcoin and which way it's moving and all of that?
Man, I feel good.
Yeah.
I do think we're in a bull market still. So I took advantage of these crazy dips. Like, I definitely took advantage on Ethereum. I bought in when it went down,
Yep.
of course.
Yep.
But I'm feeling good. I'm a long-term investor in this. So getting caught up in the day-to-day stuff is pretty bad for me to do if I'm thinking long-term.
Right.
But honestly, I'm chilling right now at least.
Perfect. That's good. From what I've been seeing, at least. By the way, everybody on CryptoMason's channel, name's Angel Begin Crypto. So, like I said, everybody go follow CryptoMasun here that isn't following him yet. Make sure you guys go follow him. So, wanted to get that out of the way. But I'm really, really bullish. I know me and Pablo have been talking a lot. We think that we're going to see a high 40s Bitcoin. And the reason for that is the contract expirations. Now, the last 3 months, the contract's expirations has been magnetic towards the price. And I actually did a video with Taylor Mitchell because she actually, like I said, I love her. She's awesome. But I pointed out on the video that every time that Bitcoin has moved towards the max pain price, which right now is 50K, every time it's moved towards that max pain price, we've seen that, that price and that max pain price magnetic to each other. But we've been way above every single time. We've been way, way above that max pain price. So every time we've seen that 2 or 3 week movement down towards that max pain price, we've called it a correction. It's been a correction, but it has that same pattern has been that way. Now, this time we're below that max pain price, which you haven't seen in this bull run yet. That's why I think, and Pablo thinks as well, that we're going to move up to that price. Now, with that, I don't think that the bears are going to let us do that willingly. So I think once we get up into that mid 40s area, I think we're going to see a smackdown. I don't know if the bear trap's going to be at 41K or 36K, but I think the bear trap is imminent, and I think we're going to move back up here on this bull market. I think we're still, I didn't even ask you, by the way, do you think we're still in a bull market or do you think the bear market is imminent?
I think we're in a bull market.
For sure. Perfect. I love that. Yeah, for sure. Still think we're in a bull market. I think seeing Justin Sun saying we're in a bull market. I mean, Elon's trolling hard. I'm not as concerned about him. He already lost a lot of credibility with a lot of people in crypto. I think he's trolling hard, but I think a lot of whales accumulating at that mid 30s shows me that we're still in a bull run. If they weren't accumulating, that'd be scary. But whales are buying Matic on the dip. They're buying Sushi on the dip. They're buying Aave on the dip. They're buying a lot of Bitcoin and Ethereum on the dip. I think we're in a bull market still. So
I saw a great post from like Bobby C. Lee or something, and he said bull markets never end because of panic selling, and a lot of what we just saw was panic selling.
That's good.
They usually end because the market runs out of steam. Like I think
that's so true.
It's an unnatural thing. Like whale manipulation is unnatural. It's not the natural path of the market, right? So when you see something unnatural happening, you can expect unnatural results, right? So I think we're in the middle of a bull market.
For sure.
A perfect dip to accumulate some of these coins.
Love it. I didn't want to bother you, so I just wanted to come in and make sure we connected and everything. Like I said, we'll go live again some other time too. Like I don't want to interrupt what you're doing on your live, so I'll take off from you. But I appreciate you. I wanted to connect. So.
Oh yeah.
All right, brother. Take care.
You too.
Boom. That was CryptoMasun, guys. That was CryptoMasun. So I'm gonna go ahead and take me off this. We'll hide that. There we go, guys. Let me get my mic back. Perfect. That was, as you guys could hear, that was CryptoMasun, guys, on TikTok. Make sure you guys go and follow CryptoMasun. He's really good, guys. He's really good. I like him a lot. So I've been meaning to connect with him for a while, but as you guys could hear, he is right though. Whale manipulation is not a natural part of the market. It really isn't. So, yep, you show up in Mason. Yep, I did. I definitely did. You think ADA and VET will have higher ROI this year, or ADA? Those both are monsters. So I'm 2x on Matic. Thoughts on taking profit, enjoy free ride, and lose 688 coins and wait for some more? Hey, I'm always in the team of taking profits. You know what I would do if I were you? I would, if, like I said, this isn't financial advice. I can't give financial advice. If you think this is financial advice, that is solely on you. But Mapatic, I would take some Matic profits and put them on the side. I would definitely take some Matic profits and put them on the side. And then let's see what happens here. And let's see what happens. And if we see a dip, go ahead and use that to scoop up some more Matic or something else. That's just me. But if we keep moving, you just took profits. And guess what? The next time you see a little dip, you can go ahead and buy back in, this, and that. But that's what I'm thinking. So it's always good to have a little cash on the side, especially if you don't have any cash on the side. But not financial advice, right? I like it. Thoughts on Celsius? Celsius is a monster. Celsius is going to be super, super valuable here in the future. I'm a big fan of Celsius as well. The platform that they got going on, all of the ability to loans, and Celsius is going to do very, very awesome. Anything new with Bitcoin, like I said, inverse head and shoulders. I think 50 up to near 50K, 45 to 50K is imminent. Good buy limit for ETH. Dip happens again. Yep. Thoughts on XRP? Ticking time bomb for a moon. It's a ticking rocket. Once the SEC settles, it could be tomorrow, it could be the end of the summer. We don't know when they're going to settle, but I think we're going to absolutely moon. Do you trade stocks? Do you trade stocks too? Not much. I just buy and hold stocks. I'm probably going to do a lot more in the bear market with stocks. I'll take some of this money to the stock market. I'm going to take some to real estate. And then, like I said, I'm just going to accumulate in the bear market. That's just my thoughts. Thoughts on Theta, mainnet 3.0 coming around 40 days. VET is an absolute monster. If you guys, I forgot his name, Lakota. I think it's Lakota. Loves his Theta. He's a really good guy to listen to for Theta. He does his really, really deep research. They have a bunch of good partnerships. So I think that's really, really important there. But there we go. Price suggestion for ETH buy order. I don't exactly have one depending on where we're moving, guys. All depending on where we're moving. Anybody else chatting on let me see if I can restore my chat. Dang it, still didn't restore my chat. Let me see if anybody else is out here. There we go. I follow Mason on TikTok. Good job, Bourbon. He's a really solid pick. So, by the way, I wanted to take a shout out to Timothy Salas. He's now, I think it's Timothy S. We'll call him Timothy S. Timothy S. He is one of my new patrons. He is in our highest package, the 129. He's one of the board of directors now. So he's one of the board of directors that I talk to in messages. Well, we occasionally get on Zoom. He is the first of the board of directors on my Patreon. So if you guys want to see more about that, go ahead and join the Patreon. Support everything that we're doing here on TikTok and on YouTube. Can you please talk about Homecoin, which Pablo talked about? I don't know much about Homecoin. I haven't really looked at it. So, like I said, I think that was a sponsored post from Pablo. I don't know how many sponsored he's done, but like I said, I really can't comment on what Pablo is doing in terms of his sponsored videos. I haven't done a sponsored video yet. I haven't found a sponsor that I have truly liked yet. And like I said, I'm not about that life about doing all these sponsors and all of that. Is it quick money? Of course it's quick money, but I'm not about the quick money. I'm about building an audience here. We're over 2,000 subscribers on YouTube really quickly. We're doing really well on TikTok. And like I said, I don't want to bore you with that. I don't want to bore you with that. I want to entertain you guys and make sure that you guys are getting the most informed thing on with Bitcoin. Shiba, I hate Shiba. Views on Bitcoin didn't high 40s, doesn't hit. What views on Bitcoin if it doesn't hit high 40s, below 20th? Well, either way, if it doesn't hit high 40s, we're obviously going to see another dip because if the volume isn't there, if it isn't going to go up, it's going to go down. So we're not going to be, they're not going to, in my opinion, we're not going to go sideways here at high 30s to 40s. One of the whales is going to knock it either way. In my opinion, it's going to be up simply because of the futures and we're in a bull market. However, if it doesn't, we keep getting rejected here, we're obviously going to go down and test support again. So that's just my opinion. So either way, we're going up and going back down a little bit from a bear trap, or we're going to get stuck here. We're going to go down anyway. So either way, I think there's going to be a move to the upside and a move to the downside before we move on. However that plays out, I'm not a mind reader, but I'm giving you the best implications on the things that I know. So, which is the contract expirations. Pablo's starting to do a good bit of sponsorship videos. Like I said, I mean, that's good. I know he's going to vet really good projects. He isn't, like I said, we talk a lot. So he isn't just going to pick random projects in the same breath, whether you listen to him or not, right now. So, crypto, great project in my opinion. Taylor, good to see you. Taylor, like I said, no hard feelings about that video. So, I'm glad to see you. Like I said everybody should follow you. I'm glad you're here, Taylor. I'm glad you are here. I don't know if you're live or if you wanted to hop on quick. I'd be completely happy to have you on. Taylor, I saw you were live last night with, who were you live with last night? I forgot who you were live with, but it was good to see you anyway. ETH going up in your opinion. I really don't know if I should buy or wait for the dip. Do you know anything about Ramp DeFi? Ramp's pretty solid. I actually know Taylor, Brian. It was Brian. Yep, it was Brian. I actually know that Taylor likes Ramp as well. So if you guys want to check out some Ramp content, go check out Taylor Mitchell Official. So go and check that out, guys. But yeah, that's where we're at today, ladies and gents. Is it worth converting all coins to USDT and then buy back on the dip? That is super risky. Smiles. And the reason I say that is because you could lose your position on positions that you have really good. Like for example, Cardano in the low 30s, VeChain at 2-3 cents. Those are really tough positions to lose in my opinion. So, but I mean, I think if you put newer money in, let's say you bought the dip and now you're up, for example, Matic, I think Matic would be a great one to take a little profit from, not financial advice. But if you're up, 100, 200, 250%, I don't think it would be bad to take some profits on your Matic and keep it on the sideline just in case we dip lower here. So Chris Scotty says, get her on. If Taylor, if you want to go live, I would love to have you on too. So even if it's just quick, because I'm wrapping up here, but either way, like I said, I'd love to have you on for 5 or 10 minutes and chat. So I respect you a lot. Like I said, no hard feelings, but I'm just trying to give the best information I can give. So CryptoMasun has somebody on. World War Bitcoin has somebody on as well. So if you want to send an invite, Taylor, I don't know if you're still in the house, but go ahead and send one. Is it good to stake Matic on Celsius? Like I said, I think Matic's a pretty solid stake. Do you suggest taking long since we're accepting the 40K Bitcoin range? Like I said, I'm not leveraging right now. It's too volatile. Like I said, I'm confident in my picks. I'm very confident in my picks. However, I think going on leverage is still too risky. Do you think the dip will be similar to the last one? I don't think it'll be quite as bad. Well, I mean, I'm thinking the low 30s will hold. So convert to USDT before May 28th. I think a small position wouldn't be terrible in my opinion, especially if you have some good profits on recent projects. I don't think a small position, because like I said, if it only dips a little bit and we get into a bear trap, you can market buy back in and get into the same position you were in anyway. So you can either, it's a good way to play defense, but in the same breath, try to play a little offense if it goes down. If it goes down. So thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Smartest fella. No, I appreciate you. Appreciate you a lot. So that's where we're at, guys. That is where we're at. Angel here. Begin crypto. Maybe like I said, I might be able to check in quick too with World War Bitcoin. I just wanted to see maybe we'll get his opinion too. So let me move my thing back. Oops. Mic's off. Let me see. Oops. There. There she is. Taylor, how are you? Can you hear me? Uh-oh, hold on. Oops. I don't know if I can hear you, Taylor. I still have nothing from you.
Call me back.
There we go. Now you're back. I have you now.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yep. I'm going to get you on YouTube as well. Quick. Give me 1 second.
Sounds good.
And there she is. Awesome. And they should be able to hear me as well. Bingo. Taylor, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing glorious. Thank you. Thank you very much. Like I said, I saw your video and I just had to make a response because Pablo was giving me credit for that. So I just had to try to defend my position the best that I could. And I actually, which I was happy to see that you were defending it with really, really solid facts. And every point, every dip to that point was correct on the max pain, the max pain price. It's like a magnet. Somehow this price goes and finds that max pain price conveniently, right? Because all this manipulation we've seen. Jeez.
No, and I think, understandably, I think my point of that video was kind of missed in that, so from my interpretation of the videos that were made, and not just the videos that were made, but, shortly after my comments were flooded with people pulling this analysis, saying,
Yeah.
oh, we're going up and then straight back down. So my concept of it was that, sure, we might go up to meet max pain.
Yep.
But if we're going down, it would be something more natural. I don't anticipate it to be going down because of the options contracts.
I see what you're saying.
What was relayed in my comments. That's what was relayed in my comments is we're going down on May 28th because the options are expiring.
Ah.
So
I see. Okay.
In the video, I said, well, if we're going down, it's not because of the options contract.
Okay.
Either way,
Yes, I definitely understand what you're saying now.
The other thing too. Yeah, we're all speaking the same language. We just might have like a few grand off each other's analysis. But,
Yes.
And that's the other thing too. I've been trying to, because I hear a lot of people in my comments say it's like, it's this creator versus this creator. Like, what's their analysis? At the end of the day, no one's gonna be right. Even if we're within the closer zone, you're not right. That's just.
And it's all speculation anyway. It's all speculation.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, too, like, the biggest difference from myself and any other creator is currently, like, 5 to 10 grand, which, like, for Bitcoin is not a big number.
No.
So
Not when we're going to see 100, 200, 300.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been trying to, talk to people about just being a little bit more flexible with the numbers, because a lot of people watching these, they want to know, when is the dip? What's it going to dip to? But I think, as you were just saying on your live, just have a little cash reserve on the side. Throw in $20 when you feel like it, or whatever your value is at that time. But instead of trying to time it so perfectly, just being open to taking what you can when you can, you'll probably be a lot better off.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Is that kind of your plan too? You have a little cash off just in case. Otherwise, if we keep moving, you know.
Yeah, so I on like Red Wednesday, I guess it was.
Yeah.
I took some of my projects, and anything that I was like a newer project for me that was after the fall was still like 10 to 15 percent in profits. I transferred those over to a stable coin.
Yep.
Which in hindsight turned out to be the right choice. So then on this last dip we just had on the 23rd, I was able to pick some projects up.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. Looking back, obviously, you wish you picked up more, but I
Always.
was still happy to get what I. Yeah, I was still happy to get what I did, which was Matic. Obviously, turned out to be
Woo!
nice. Matic, VeChain, and Dot. So
Great
with just about
pickups.
anything, you could have thrown a list on a dartboard and you would have been good.
Yeah,
after
you could have
that
picked.
dip, but-
You could have picked anything. Yep. Now, for me personally, I'm looking a lot of DeFi. The last 3 summers have been massive, massive DeFi runs. So my big pickup was Terra Luna. I think a $4 Terra Luna was so underpriced. Trading around $20 to $24 in that April, around that April time where Bitcoin was in the 60s. A $24 Luna, getting it at $4. That was one of my big pickups, I think, because I think the bull run's going to keep moving, and I think Luna is going to be just crushing it along. I think some of the Aves and the chain links, the makers, those big DeFi projects, I think are going to boom. I think Synthetics is due for a big boom too. But looking at those DeFi projects, I think in the next 90 days, in my opinion, not financial advice, YouTube and all that, but like I said, I like the DeFi projects. So if you're going to look, I'd probably be looking at DeFi. So that's awesome.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I had obviously a list of things that I was gonna try to jump on.
Mm-hmm.
They all would have been a good pick.
All
I mean,
good.
Just everything was down 60+%, and now it's come up at least 40%. So,
Yeah. Everything recovering really
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, but for now, I definitely at this point I think the bull market is still here. But the biggest reason is a bear market is not going to be triggered on a single value. It's not going to be a percentage drop that triggers the bear market.
Nope.
It's more about a period of time. That's the biggest indicator. So obviously you want to get out before it's we've been in this bear market, that type of thing. But honestly, it's the institutional buyers, that's what's keeping us in right now, because
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't the retail investors who put us in a bull market anyways.
Nope. Nope.
As much as everyone and their mother might have been aware of crypto,
Yeah.
it was the bigger money that was shoving us up. So
Correct.
if they didn't want us in the bull market anymore, we would not be sitting at around this 30, 40,000 range right now.
Correct. They just went down to that was literally an accumulation time. That was intermission in the bull market. In order for them to get that 30s buy, I think we're moving. I think this is going to be part 2, and I think it's going to be way more explosive than people could think. I think Cardano's heating up. I think ETH with the EIP 1559 is going to people are going to underestimate how much that's going to affect the market. Obviously, I think big institutions over the counter bought this dip, and I think we're going to slowly see that. So I'm really looking for a big boom here throughout the summer. Like I said, I don't think it's going to take as long as people think for it to recover. Some people are thinking months for it to recover. I just don't see it. Like I said, I think we're going to move pretty quickly here after this short little accumulation phase.
Yeah, so sorry for the dog.
No worries.
So Justin's son, if you're familiar, he tweeted the other day and said that he thinks bull market's still here.
That's
and he thinks July and August are gonna be so June we might. So this is I put out an analysis a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Not that it really matters, but I anticipated kind of a consolidation period. Even if it's between a 15,000 range, but
Mm-hmm.
just kind of this period of adjustment
Mm-hmm.
before we are up and back on its way. So it's just a matter of time at this point to see kind of where things go. But for now, so I have a lot of people asking, if we should be taking profits and are things a good time to buy right now. So in my personal opinion, I think, so it depends on the coin for taking profits, obviously. So let me do a general thing first for buying.
Yes.
Right now, I think we're kind of at this teetering point. I personally am not placing any orders right now.
Me either.
Because our bottom, right? So our bottom being, I imagine it to be like in the low 30s again because we bounced off that so nicely.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say we dump into the 20s just to play devil's advocate. That's going to be a lot nicer of a position for us to buy into. And on the reverse side of that, if we recover, we're still so low in the big picture that if I'm forced to buy 20% up from where we are right now, that's not, as a newer investor, you think that that's like the end of the world. But, if we up and run on a bull market again, that 20% will be swallowed in a day and a half,
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah, and then obviously, let's see, a couple projects asking about Matic. So Matic, obviously, as we saw, had a really nice run, specifically last night, but really since
it has been running.
Just the other day.
Also, thanks, Mark Cuban.
Really nice.
Yeah, thanks, Mark Cuban.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So that is the one that you could anticipate taking some profits on because that is the exception, being that it has seen a run. So if Bitcoin has an adjustment, that has a little bit farther to fall than others.
Correct.
But personally, for me, this is what I'm going to be doing with it. I was super happy to get Matic under $1. I got it at 88 cents.
That's awesome.
Which is super high for some people, but I bought into it originally at $1.25. I was like late to the game.
Mm-hmm.
So personally, and it was a starter position. So for me, I don't plan to sell or take profits in Matic. I'll just dollar cost average into my position.
Yep.
But at that point, it's just whatever your personality type and your trading type is, really, because we're kind of at this teetering point that, as I've been saying to my Discord, I'm not jumping into trades.
Nope.
Personally, and I'm also not jumping out of them because we're only a half step away from where we were. So.
Absolutely, I completely
That's where
agree.
I see it at least.
Yes, and I think if we can really, really zoom out and see the big picture, guys, we are at $1.7 trillion market cap for the whole thing. That is going to be just a dot on the graph. I mean, we're going to. I can see the crypto market cap go to 8, 9, 10 trillion this run, and I think over the long haul, I think even though Michael Saylor's kind of a Bitcoin maxi, I think Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market has the ability to absorb $50 trillion of energy. I really think it does. So I think in the small short term, especially in a bull market, buying Matic at 180 or 230 means a lot in the short term, but in the long term is not even going to register in your portfolio in 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. It won't even register. So
Yeah, definitely. That's a great point. And the other thing too, for people to realize too, is like we call it cryptocurrency, and obviously we are trading and investing in it, but it's so much more than a currency, which is why it has the potential to do like these 10 trillion, 20 trillion in like the 5 to 10 year mark. Because it's not just like a fiat currency. It's not just a currency, it's going to be medical documents and real estate documents and obviously all these entertainment pieces. And it's just, we haven't even scratched the surface as far as that goes. So,
absolutely.
I have a lot of people understandably who say, oh, you think it's going to like overrun the value of our entire banking system or something. It's like, well, it's not just a banking system.
It doesn't need to. Yes, correct.
Yeah, right, exactly. And it's almost like when people talk about Tesla and compare it to other electric vehicles, it's like, well, when you buy Tesla stock, that's not just, you're not just buying into the electric vehicles line,
Right.
They have their solar, they have their future plans. Some people are just investing in Elon himself. You know? So
Bitcoin mining, maybe? Could be some Bitcoin mining in the future.
Maybe so, but
Love it.
So interesting time ahead. But so another thing I like to say a lot to people is that, understandably, I think the bear market is kind of like feared and dreaded, but there's still things that happen in the bear market, and there's still, like, if this is your first time in the crypto market, don't like fear the bear market coming and that you have to abandon crypto and you won't see it again for 2 years or something, because at this rate, Cardano is going to be releasing smart contracts in the bear market if they get off their butt and
do it.
We'll see. Yeah, but so there's still good news and there's still projects that do well even in a bear market. So yeah, I like to remind people because everyone understandably is like fearful of the bear market, but all that really means is that you're not going to wake up to like a 100x token, or you're not going to be inundated with influencers talking about like shit coins and other projects and stuff. But,
Yes, that annoys me too.
So.
You will not see me promote one, not ever. I can't stand it. I love projects with utility. I like I said, even this little 2K to 1 million challenge that we're on, it'll take a long time, but I don't care. Like I said, that's the journey that we're on. And you're not going to see me buy many coins under the top 100 because people don't understand the risk below 100. Like everybody thinks that, this is a bull market. This is hunky. You saw how fast ICP got up in the top 25. You saw how fast Shiba got up in the top 20. And I mean, you have to be vigilant and do your research and study about the fundamentals of a lot of these projects, because a lot of them won't be there. A lot of them won't be here, even though you think they can pump and everything looks, indestructible in the bull market. But when you get to a bear market, some things don't come back. So that's my bit there. By the way, Taylor, I wanted to tell you that I freaking loved your little post-it note video. You should really make that you should. That should be your thing.
I saw your comment.
You crushed that. That was so cool. And I wish I could do that, but I mean, it would be stick figures. The art was awesome. So I think that should be your thing. That was super cool.
Thank you. Yeah, maybe I'll incorporate it a little bit, because it does help, as much as I can try to simplify topics, actually
visual.
It does help. So
I love it.
For sure.
Taylor, I better run. Thank you so much for joining. Anytime you're on a live, please invite, or anytime you want to invite or whatever. Like I said, you have free reign. So
Cool. I appreciate it.
awesome. Make sure you guys follow on YouTube too. Make sure you guys follow Taylor Mitchell on TikTok. She is freaking awesome. Until next time, see ya.
For sure.
Bye. All right, guys, that was Taylor Mitchell, guys. That was Taylor Mitchell. I'm gonna get this off the. Oh no. Well, that's it, YouTube. I guess I'm done. So, thank you guys so much for joining me here. As always, Angel Begin Crypto. Peace.